This part of my portfolio is the Yelpcamp application. It is designed to be a site where users can share ideas about campgrounds that they visited, offering reviews of those campgrounds. The simple user interface uses Bootstrap to provide responsive behavior. The application supports both full-size and small device screens. The only functional button on this homepage splash screen is See All Campgrounds. Selecting this shows the list of all campgrounds in the system. The campgrounds in the sample dataset used for this application are not real. True locations are used to make the map tile integration work correctly. Campground images were pulled from Unsplash. These pictures are samples and they may be repeated. Before registration and login, campgrounds may be accessed in two different ways. The user may select a point on the map, or they may select a campground from the alphabetical list. This is the campground detail view. Users see this when they visit a campground and have not yet logged in. Notice the image slideshow and the map showing the location of the camp. Before logging in, each user registers with an email address and unique username. The system uses sessions stored in the database and cookies to provide a secure login with Passport. The Passport hash is stored in the database and compared only at login. Passwords are not stored in the database. After successfully logging in, the new user can create, edit, and delete campgrounds and add and delete campground reviews. Campgrounds and reviews are owned by their creator. The creator may edit and delete items that they created themselves. The new user visits a campground and leaves a review. This review is visible to all users. Notice the stars used in the review and the delete review button. The delete review capability is only available to the user that created the review. The user creates another review and logs out. The owner of the campground logs in. For this user, the campground edit and delete buttons are available, but the owner does not have the ability to delete the review. The new user logs in and creates a campground, adding images of the campground using the multiple file uploader. Once finished, the user is redirected to the view page for that campground. Editing the campground, the user can change the name and description, add and remove images, or change the location. As the description is changed, the excerpt changes on the overview map. The campground view page shows or hides the delete campground, edit campground, and delete review buttons based on the ownership of the items. The system includes additional error handling at both the front end and the back end. Most errors are handled by the front end using the Bootstrap framework. Required fields turn red when they are not completed. Errors are also caught and handled by the server. If the user enters text in the cost field, it will be green and satisfy the front end. However, the back-end server shows an error that cost must be a number. Errors are handled and flashed to the user. Success messages are also shown to the user using Flash. Now the new user logs out. When logged out, there are two user options, log in and register. They can also browse as guests. This application was designed by the instructor of my class, and I went to the class and implemented the application using Mongo and Mongoose. The application visually looks quite the same, but I changed the database to use SQLize and Postgres database. I also modified the session store to use SQLize and Postgres. I used the SQLize model feature to provide an OO model around the Postgres database. The object mapping works similar to Mongoose.